All right, hey, what's going on, world? Again, it's your neighborhood community farmer, Fredo, checking in once again. And so today, I'm going to talk about my fall planting schedule. It's one of those things I get asked no matter where I go, whether I'm in the grocery store, the big box store, even just like walking on the street at my mom's or whatnot. People are always asking me, what should I plant? When should I plant it, and what things should I plant by seed versus what things should I go look for a transplant to put into the ground. So today I'm going to actually share with you guys a little secret. This is my fall planting schedule. I've been using this planting schedule for at least 5 years now, and it's worked without any failure. So I'm gonna share it with you guys, so hopefully it'll help you get on track. So the first thing I tell everybody is, with any scheduling, you need to have a calendar. So I like to put a lot of things on my phone, just kind of keep me on track. I give myself Google alerts on the calendar on when I should plant certain things. So right now we're at the 1st of September. So normally during the 1st of September, this is one of the last times I try to plant some of my summer squashes. So whether I'm doing a straight neck or a crooked neck squash, or even like this year, I'm actually trying some stuff a little bit different. I'm planting what's called like squash balls. So they're like, they're squash zucchinis, but they only get be about the size of like an 8-ball on a pool table. So I'm doing some unique varieties of those. Green griller, 1-ball, 8-ball, cue ball, grenade, planting those directly by seed, but then I'm also planting cucumbers. So you can do your last plantings of your slicers and your pickling. And if you want to, you can do what I'm doing this year, plant like another round of okra. Just again, I'm in the South. Okra is one of them staple crops that's been around since I can remember. But it's one of those things we encourage most people to grow because it's the new superfood. It's okra, so I'm planting Clemson spineless. I'm doing bread burgundy, ying orange, just as a couple varieties as well as Cajun jewel. Then after that, I look at what I can start in my greenhouse or like the hoop house, like what I'm starting from seed. So these next couple items are what are stuff I would say you could start at your greenhouse, or if you have like a outdoor space like this. And so these are what I call transitioning to like our cold season crops, cool season. The squash, the cucumbers, the okra, those are warm season crops. Now it's time for us to start thinking about what's going to be on the table for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. So what I like to do, of course, starting from seed, I love to do collards. So this year, I'm planting 4 or 5 different varieties of collards. So I'm planting top bunch, Moore's heading, we call it cabbage collard. Also doing Georgia Southern as well as Champion. Then also from seed, I'm started on broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. I'm even starting rutabagas. I know a lot of people like to just throw the rutabaga seeds out and let it germinate into the ground, but I've had great success with starting my rutabagas as baby seeds, like in the hoop house and the greenhouse, and seed trays, as well as kale and kohlrabi. All right, so those are just some things. I start from seeds, and all of those I let it start in the greenhouse, put on a fertilizer schedule, and in about 4 to 6 weeks, they're at a good plant size for me to start taking outdoors. So those first things are all the ones, again, I start the 1st of September from seed. Then I'm moving to middle of September. So around about September 15th to September 20th, that's actually when I start my lettuce transplants in the greenhouse. So again, this is my loose leaf lettuces I plant in there, as well as I start, for those that want to experiment, I do a little bit of butterhead lettuce, loose leaf lettuce, as well as romaine, and again, a couple like red varieties to kind of do my own customized salad mixes. And what I like about that is it gives you more diversity. A lot of times we go into the store, they just got that one spring salad mix, but you'll be amazed at the different flavors and textures and different styles of lettuce that you can do. And you can start them at home in the greenhouse. And what I like about lettuce, in about 3 to 4 weeks, they're already at a good size to put outdoors, ready for you to plant. So all the things I've named thus far, start them at the 1st of September, like your leafy greens, middle of September, your lettuces. So by the time October comes around, you're ready to put stuff into the ground. Repeat that again. By the time October comes around, you're ready to put stuff into the ground, right? So by the beginning of October, that's when you really about to get your fall garden thriving and going. So in addition to those transplants we just named, there's some of my favorite crops that you could put in directly from seed right into the ground. So number one, I'm always doing a round of turnips, whether it's purple top or white edge, because again, I'm in the South. That's what we love. We love a good pot of like turnips, and with turnips, you gotta have some mustard. So I do a little bit of Florida broadleaf mustards, plant them side by side. I'm ready to go. But then I get into like the favorite crop of every kid I know. It's time to plant carrots. So one thing that I do differently for carrots is like, I like to get what's called a pelletized carrot. And so what it is a carrot seed in a clay ball that makes it easier for kids to handle, even us adults, to get our spacing right and our planting right. And so I love to do a lot of different varieties of carrots. I do your orange ones, of course, your yellow ones. I do a little bit of the purple ones. And this year, I'm trying one with a darker hue called Black Nebula. So again, I like to experiment, introduce like new flavors to our palates, give us new things to try out. And so in addition to that, I'm also at the time I'm planting my spinach into the ground as well as my beets. I don't do a lot of beets because if you like me, beets got a real earthy taste to it. But there are some varieties that have like a sweeter flavor that I try out every year just to kind of mix in. And so 1st of October, those cool seeds of transplants we started, direct seeded, and then my favorite thing to plant in October, around about October 15th to the 20th, I plant strawberries. Yes, that's right. Even though it's the fall, I got my strawberries I put into the ground so they'll be ready by the 1st of March. And I love to plant a variety called Chandler as well as Sweet Charlie. Again, they all are ready about the 1st of March, but I get them into the ground the middle of October. So around October 15th, to about the 20th or 30th, that's when I'm throwing strawberries in the ground, and the kids love it because one of those things they can plant around Halloween, they come back around February, strawberries are ready to be picked and eaten for about 5 or 6 weeks. So again, I do Sweet Charlie and I do Chandler. And then at the beginning of November, last thing I put into the ground before winter really kicks in, I do a lot of varieties of onions. So I do the Vidalia types, as well as the globe type onions, and as well as like the red onions. And so that's like my basic schedule. So a quick recap. 1st of September, my last time trying to put in like my summer crops. So my squash, my cucumbers, my okra, things like that. Second week, 1st week of September, I'm going to the hoop house or to the greenhouse. I'm doing a lot of my cool season greens. So that's from your collards to your broccoli, on and so forth. Middle of September, I'm dropping in my lettuce leaves. So start thinking about your lettuce mixes, things along those lines, right? 1st of October, everything you start into the greenhouse, you're about to bring it, put it into the ground. Plain and simple, right? Then middle of October, strawberries, beginning of November, onions. So that's my basic fall planting schedule. And again, if you want more information about what we're doing out of this community, how you can get down with us, or how you can even start a fresh movement in your neighborhood, make sure you hit me up on your social media pages. Again, I'm Farmer Fredo. You can also find me with Flint River Fresh, the shit we're doing in Dougherty County, Colquitt, Sumter County, and as well as Dooley County. All right, y'all be blessed. You know me. I'm checking in, I'm checking out, and growing food is what I'm about. Peace.